board here in the city of Pharr. Mrs. Escobar, our chairperson, was unable to attend, so I will be chairing the meeting today. We will start off with the roll call, please.
Aida Escobar, absent. Anita Vela, absent. Diana Ruiz,
Present.
Olga Cardosa,
Present.
Emma Rosales Garcia,
Present.
Claudia Garcia,
Present.
Maria Q. Gonzalez, absent. And Mr. Guajardo, absent.
Thank you. The first item on the agenda is approval of minutes for September 15th, 2022. Have you all had a chance to review the minutes, and do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
A motion to approve the minutes.
Motion made by Emma, Ms. Garcia. Do I hear a second?
I second the motion.
Seconded by Olga. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is a presentation of the director's report. Mr. Garcia?
Thank you very much, Library Board. Thank you for coming to our board meeting. I know we haven't met in September, and I just would like to thank you for taking time out of your schedule and volunteering for this very important board. And I'm very, I guess, objective and one of the best library boards, not one of the best boards that we have in cities, the library board. So again, thank you for, and one of the best departments, of course, the library. I'm going to go over some statistics that we've had since we've met back in September. Of course, we started a new fiscal year in October 1. So we do have new funding for the city. It's the city municipal library. Some of these stats, if you can see on my library report, at the DRC, we've had the gate count is over 6,000. At the main library, a little bit over 26,000. As far as circulation, that's number of books that are being checked out, 26,038. I mean, 2,638 at the DRC. Main library, 9,669. And also a little bit of revenues that we've accumulated since we started the fiscal year. Library revenues, a little bit over $9,000. At DRC is $1,400. Cafe revenues, a little bit over $3,600. So that's all the money that we account for as far as vaccine, fines, fees, and printing. Printing is very popular now at the library because it's very affordable. We're thinking of maybe even lowering the cost of color printing from 50 cents to 25 cents. So at our next board meeting, I may have to come to you and ask if you would approve lowering the cost of color printing from 50 cents per page to 25 cents per page. So I'm thinking if we have more printing in color, then it'll economies of scale. The more you do, the less it'll cost. Our cost is substantially less than what we pass on to our patrons. So I think it would be a good idea if we lower the cost of color printing. The black and white printing is very affordable, 10 cents per copy. So that's one of the reasons people come to the library to make printouts and copies. You can't go anywhere else, really. If you account for, if you do personal printing at your homes, it's fairly very expensive to buy those little toners and jet printers and refill those things. So I know because my kids do it, and every time they ask me, "Hey, there's no ink," you have to come out with $100 just to pay for that.
Yeah.
Plus, the library is very economical and it's open every day of the week, and we're open till about 9 p.m.
And right now it's 50 cents a copy? Or the
for color
print?
printing. So
Wow.
And
yeah.
that's very inexpensive.
Yes, other places
Really?
are charging
50 cents
a
a copy.
dollar.
Is it
Yeah.
inexpensive?
For
For color?
yeah, it's expensive. If you go somewhere else, they
Oh,
charge
okay.
you up to $1 to print
Wow.
in color.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, it's expensive other places.
Mm.
and right, I think a lot of people want stuff in color, so I think to be more efficient. I mean, it'll just be a little more affordable for people if we lower down the price
Good
25
idea.
cents. But we'll put it on the next agenda, next time we meet, so we can vote on it. We had the city's providing a very healthy budget for the library, a little bit over $1.7 million for this fiscal year. That's a misprint. It's supposed to be fiscal year 22-23. So if we can correct that. And year-to-date expenses, we've already gone through October and November, December, and part of January. That's in this report, we have over $330,000 of expenses. That's about 20% of our budget. So we're on track to hopefully spend all this money. Of course, our personnel and benefits for personnel are usually the biggest cost. Everything else goes into programming and all the supplies that we need for the library and to pay the utility bills. A little bit of recap. This year's Christmas program was really well attended. I think there's one picture there that I have there for, I think Mrs. Santa Claus is there, or a friend of Mrs. Santa Claus. Looks like a staff member. And it's one of those events that pre-COVID, it was really well attended. During COVID, not so much. And now we're getting back on track and picking up more traffic at the library, especially with our programs. They're becoming, people are just want something to do. And our Christmas program was one of those programs where a lot of people went.
I will say it was really well organized.
Yes, of course, our organization is great. And having partners that can help us in providing the program is even better. And we're getting ready. Of course, I put a picture of some books that were for sale from the Friends of the Library. We hosted 2 sales. We had books, and then we had some arts and crafts that were donated to the library, and then we in turn give them to the Friends of the Library, and they so they're mainly it's mainly fundraisers. So I think they raised about $800 in one of the sales. So we're getting ready to start the North Side facility where the city wants us to run a computer lab. So we're using all the technology that we currently have at our libraries at the DRC and the main library, and that software is going to be used on the North Side facility just to run so all the digital resources that we have at the library. So it'll be the computer lab, of course, use internet use, computer use, and printing and faxing. Anything that we do at our main library in DRC that you can do on a computer, you'll be able to do it at the North Side. So, and we'll be sending some staff. Texas Library Association has an annual conference. This year's conference will be in Austin. Luckily, we'll get to promote our library services. It is one of those legislative years, so we'll be able to talk to maybe some of our representatives of how important the libraries are for our communities. That'll be in April. And we're actually applying for a grant to have our library designated as a family place library. And this is done through the Texas State Library and Archives Commission. If things go well, we'll receive the grant and we'll get training. Once that training is done, we'll be a kind of certified family place library after that grant goes through. So it's a recognition, it's kind of certification that we'll be happy to have in our resume. All right, as far as capital projects, Mike maybe can cover this, but we're having some landscaping updates at the DRC. We got together with Parks and Rec, and they're redoing kind of all the outside natural areas of the DRC. We have some water features that they're gonna make them look more natural, more not just grass, but other types of plants. And we're on the North Side facility. We're adding a couple more staff members. Any questions regarding the operations? All right, this time I'm going to go ahead and give the floor to Mike, and he'll go ahead and cover some of the stuff that we have going at the DRC.
Hello, good afternoon. For the record, Mike Singletary, I'm the branch manager at the Development and Research Center. I'm going to go over a few of the events that were held for November, and the bottom half of the page it says November, but it's supposed to be December. So from November 1st to November 8th, our meeting rooms were used by the Hidalgo County Elections Office. It was a good session. There was no problems with anybody. Everything went smoothly, which is really good. November 3rd, we had Customs and Border Protection. They used the conference room. November 9th, Pharr PD had graduations for their community academy, and they kind of grouped the two events together: the community academy graduation and badge the youth. So they were there all day from 10 to 3. November 15, PSJISD central office, they had a workshop and training for their principals and assistant principals. November 18, City of Pharr Communications and IT department had their Thanksgiving celebration there at the DRC. For December 7, we had an organization, nonprofit, Hearts for Kids Awards Banquet. It's a nonprofit organization. It's pretty much worldwide. They provide food and clothing, shoes for kids that are in need. So they had their awards banquet there in our exhibit hall, the large hall. So it was a big event. December 7th, PSJ Centro de Padres graduation. They had like a small banquet in our conference room. December 8th, again, we had Customs and Border Protection. December 9 was the was the annual City of Pharr Tamalada. This was a big event, a larger turnout than last year. So they had a good turnout, and everybody got tamales. The kids got gifts. There was photos with Santa. They had the blue Santa there, and yeah, it was a good turnout. You can see the pictures. The mayor showed up with commissioners, and it was a good event. December 15, we had Gear Up College Student Leadership Council. That was through Region 1. They had 120 students, and they had workshops on joining the workforce. Because they were seniors, they're older students, and that's about it for the events. Like Mr. Garcia said, they're working on the north and the west side of the Development and Research Center. They're putting in native grass, and they're putting in native plants all around the DRC. So they're starting with the west and the north side, and then they're going to start on the east side. So it's going to be all around. That's with our City of Pharr urban ecologist. What's her name? Hannah Marble or Mabel? Hannah Marble. So she's heading up that project, and it's ongoing. So and yeah, that's about it for the dividend for the DRC.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. We'll go ahead and proceed with our agenda. I don't know if you guys knew Carlos Alvarez. He left the library. He didn't resign. He just got a different job somewhere else with another library. So we're right now we have a vacancy that we're trying to fill, and in his place we just have the regular staff, the reference department. They're kind of leading some projects. We have Valentine's coming up, so they're coming up with some really good teen crafts that we want to promote for next month. So I'll go ahead and give it to our president. They're all handmade,
Oh, how nice. Oh, wow.
and it's a template of how we do it. So.
Oh, I love- Oh, how cute. Look at
I
that.
know at our last meeting, you had asked maybe a sample of how we, some of the things that they do to promote the services there at the library. And working with teens is kind of a hit and miss. And we're just trying to do something that they might take an approach that they might like, and they might be able to work with their hands instead of being on a device all the time. This
Pops
Right.
out.
and this,
Very nice.
yeah. This will be hands-on, that they'll go to the library and do a little craft activity and take that with them.
And
Back
they
where they
give them
go.
all the templates,
Yes.
to get it done. Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome. Awesome. Very nice, sir.
Yes, we'll do that. Kind of working with a population that's hard to work with. It's a do-it-yourself program. So those are all the programs coming up, and we didn't have too much in reference for the month of January. So I'll have the children's take the floor now so that Brianna can cover a lot of stuff, just catch you up on some things we've done, and also let you know some of the things that we're gonna be doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Brianna. I'm the Children's Department Supervisor at the Pharr Library. The first thing on our agenda here is our October events. I know it's kind of going a ways back, but we haven't been able to talk about it yet. So just a little bit report on that. We had 63 total attendees to our Tales of Terror event. It was a fully immersive storytelling experience, and it was definitely a learning experience. We're already planning on how to make next year's bigger and better than this past year's was. So just keep an eye out for that in October. And then in October, we also promoted our Stream and How Does It Work programs with this program called Mad Scientist Saturday. We had 5 of those programs. The kids really, really enjoyed it, and we had 100 total attendees throughout the month. It was a very successful program, and it did help us reach our goal of promoting our Stream programs even more. I also have copies of our October calendars in here for your reference, and some promotional materials also from October for our trivia event and our Tales of Terror flyer. Moving on to November, we had 3 of our staff members attend the Veterans Day Parade with the city, and they had a lot of fun riding bikes for the parade. We also have a breakdown of all of our program statistics in November because we didn't have any very large events there. With the exception of our weekend special activities, our #1 performing activity was Movie Monday. Of course, he doesn't love movies and popcorn for free. And then we also had art class coming in at a close second. Our art class is steadily increasing, so we're very excited to see that. We have more and more children wanting to come do art at the library. There's also a copy of our November calendar in here for your reference in both English and Spanish. We do release our calendars 2 weeks at a time. We had some feedback from patrons previously in regards to maybe making it to where there wasn't quite as much on the page, so now we release them about 2 weeks at a time so that it's easier to read. In December was a very, very busy month in the children's department. We had our Christmas card workshop with local artist Sue Ann Goings on December 12th. That was a very, very successful event. The children got to make handmade Christmas cards to mail out to their loved ones. We purchased all the materials for it, and Miss Goings came in and did the projects with the kids. They really, really, really had a fun time getting to talk to her about what an artist is and what an artist does, and it was great. We had 30 children attend that event, which was very successful for a Monday in the children's department. 2 days later, the day before Christmas night at the library, we had a special story time with a local author, Miriam Mora, Her book is available for purchase on Amazon. You should check it out. It's called Joseph and Mary's Journey to Bethlehem. It's a very good book. She came by, she read her book, and she had an activity that coincided with her book, which was also from the activity book that is also available for purchase on Amazon. And we had 20 children attend that event, which was very good for a story time. Again, story time is another one of those programs that we've seen a steady increase in over the past few months, thankfully. As Mr. Garcia said, our Christmas night at the library program on December 15th was very, very successful. We had 333 total individuals in attendance that evening, which, according to my calculations, was about a 25% increase from last year's. So hopefully next year's, or this year's, I guess we could say, will be bigger and even better than that. There's copies of our December calendar in here, again, for your reference. And we also have pictures of all of our events in December for you as well. The first one, the first page is photos from Miss Going's art workshop. And we have pictures with Miss Mora's story time. And then last but not least, we have some smiling faces there from our Christmas night at the library, which is a very, very fun event. The children all really enjoyed it. Our Santa Claus this year did a really great job as well with the kids, talking to them, and the kids really love Santa. I think he was the highlight of the night that evening. We do have some ongoing projects and some upcoming projects. Currently, the Children's Department is decorating to celebrate the life and literature of Dr. Seuss. If you have a chance, you should stop by and check out our department decorations. We're working on transforming the Children's Department into a circus tent. So it's coming along. We finished up one of the main parts of it today. So if you have a chance, please stop by and check it out. We'd love to see you there. Our Dr. Seuss birthday celebration is currently scheduled for March 2nd at the Development and Research Center. It will include a story time with Cat in the Hat, free snacks, a book giveaway, crafts, and games, and just a lot of fun in general. So if you have any little ones, know any little ones, bring them by. We'll really love seeing them. And of course, if you all would like to visit, we'd love to see you there. Next week, some of our Children's Department staff members will be attending a training with Texas Children in Nature. We will be launching the Nature Smart Library program for the entire county at the Pharr Memorial Library. It's been specifically requested that the launch for that event be held at our library. So we're very, very proud of that. That is scheduled for March 3rd, the day after our Dr. Seuss event. It will be a media event. If you guys would like to stop by, I should have some times and stuff like that once we get closer to the event, and I'd be happy to share that information with you. And we also have an Easter egg workshop in March with Linda Cano. She's going to be making cascarones with the little ones. Should be a lot of fun. And then on here, we have the copy of our first half of January calendar for your reference. And I also gave you a copy of the second half, which is our current one. If you have any questions about these programs or any suggestions for programs you'd like to see, just please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wow, it seems like you guys have been doing a great job keeping our community involved, the parents involved, because parents have to come with the children, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's really, we commend you for all your hard work. Any other comments?
I just love the increase in participation, which is
Mhm.
awesome. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you all do such a fantastic job. So thank you so much for all your hard work.
Well, thank you very much. One of the other things we're working on is coming up with new ideas to bring more people to the library. I know we don't have the same traffic as we did when pre-COVID, but I think my staff will come up with new programs to bring in parents and their kids, grandparents, and everybody like we used to back before this whole pandemic thing came upon us. But we'll get there. I think it's just a matter of just changing things around and making sure that the right change is there and adapt to the way people want to visit our facilities. So if you have any more questions, I know Brianna is really working on her Spanish, so you can tell she said cascarones really
Yeah.
well. So we do want to save those two dates, Dr. Seuss, March 2nd, and we have the Children's in Nature event there at the library as well. And then I guess at our next meeting, we'll announce when we're going to be having our Easter egg hunt, which will be produced and also hosted by the library. And hopefully it'll be bigger and better this year than
And
last
those
year.
events are
So-
usually the Easter event usually is a huge one, right?
It's a huge event, so if we can have library board participation, I mean, we'll let you know with enough time to see if we can get you out there and invite some of your friends and families. And I
Yes.
do want to commend, of course, the entire library staff. It's not just children's that's decorating for Dr. Seuss. As you can see, I have my necktie to promote the event.
Getting ready.
Yes, started getting ready, started to promote it, and the entire library is actually transforming into a Dr. Seuss. We're decorating just about every little corner of the library to represent Dr. Seuss.
That's another big one, isn't it? Dr. Seuss.
Yes.
Usually it's attended by a lot of, and I've seen a lot of activities done with Dr. Seuss,
Yes.
and the kids really enjoy that.
Yes, it really promotes.
Even at the regular schools, at PSJ schools, our kids really go all out, or our staff really goes all out on
Yes.
It's always the dressing up.
celebrating
Dressing up.
Dr. Seuss.
Even the bigger kids are getting involved,
Yeah.
and bringing them in so they can read Dr. Seuss stories. And it's mainly a family literacy event to promote literacy and making sure that kids are reading.
Yep.
I think
Any other questions? Any other
yes,
items?
that concludes my report. If you all have any questions, we can add it to next meeting's agenda. Please feel free to stop by. My door's always open. My staff is always ready to answer any questions. I'd like to invite the public to come to the library. We're open, like I said, every day of the week. One of the only departments in the city that is open every day of the week. So we can, even the Development Research Center in South Pharr is open every day of the week. So we can provide library services to everybody.
Well, thank you
Thank
for
you.
everything that you all do.
Thank you.
And thank you for representing the library at the library board level.
Thank you. The last item on the agenda is adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Before you call the
Oh,
adjournment, I
okay.
just want to announce that today is the city's birthday celebration. We
The
had
what, sir?
the city of Pharr birthday celebration, 114 years that we've been a city, established city. The mayor had his State of the City address this morning, and tonight, just after this meeting, downstairs, outside in the park on the south side, they're having cake. So I'd like to invite you and everybody who's listening right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. Okay. Do we adjourn? Do I have motion for adjournment, please?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Emma
I second. that.
and Claudia seconds it. All you guys? Yes.
Yes.
Motion, meeting
Yes, thank you.
adjourned.